little delayed. All right. Doom, doom, doom. So what are we going to be talking about tonight? About the same thing. Is it? No? What's going on here? Gosh. Google. All right. Okay, good. So, all right. It's been an interesting day today. I've been having a lot of feedback with a lot of opinions of mine and information, personal experiences, right? About relationships and the so-called dating, right? I'm building a model here, right? There's no dating, only mating. Yep, it's true. So, I've been talking to a few people, young people, right? 18 to 26 years old. That category. And what impressed me is none of these young people had kids, right? And it was interesting to me, like, I don't know, like if we're just like living different times that just now people don't want kids, right? But I don't think that's true though, because they start having sex, right? Especially the young woman, right? They decide not to have kids, but they're still sexually active. That's what they say. I hear it all the time. Yeah, I was sexually active. I'm like, man, wow. This government has done a great job with these laws, right? But it's not an excuse, guys, right? But what got my attention is that there are coming a lot of studies. What's up? What's up, chat? There's a lot of studies coming out saying that it's not really the eggs of the woman that decides the health of the children. So now it's falling into men now, right? And I think it's BS. I think it's another tactic, another manipulation and misdirection to keep encouraging women not to have kids, right? At a young age, after 30, right? I still don't believe that a woman should have kids after 30 because there's not probably one out of 50, 100, 200 woman, family, no family, who had kids over 30. They're just like, the kids are not healthy, man. Like, they're not that healthy. Like, healthy in what way, right? Are they limping? No, they're not limping. It's just something off, something in their eyes that it's not quite there. But it might be me, right? So I'm used to like being around women who are young and having kids, and you can see the kids are just like energized, right? And I say it with the baby mamas that I had, right? They all had kids under 25 years old, and I have great kids, healthy, and it's not only me saying it. Other people will say, man, they're just energized, right? Well, that's cool. But I do believe, guys, that just pay attention to all these articles all these studies, right? They make it seem sophisticated so they can brainwash you and program you that like, oh, this is the truth, right? Right? It's okay for women to have kids over 30, right? Because at the end of the day, it will be my sperm. It will be my fault if the kid it's sick, unhealthy, garbage. Don't believe that. Don't believe that garbage. All right? Just like there's studies, I have friends that I met when I was incarcerated, obviously, and when I was released, but it's more complicated because when you're incarcerated, you have time to talk more. There's a lot of doctors, scientists that were doing time for fraud, tax evasion, you name it. So they will tell me a lot of stuff that, you see, doctors are licensed, right? And we need to understand that doctors don't license themselves. That license comes from somewhere, right? It's not like, okay, I'm a doctor, now I can do whatever I want, regardless of all the knowledge that you have. No, there's somebody who has a leash on you, right? There's certain things that you cannot say and certain things that you can do. Period. Right? And because of the factor of fear, the fear factor, a lot of professionals don't talk about it, especially doctors. So going back to this so-called dating garbage, about now that there's studies, right, made on men and women, it's just pathetic, saying that they're coming to the conclusion that it's really the man's fault if the kid comes fucked up, unhealthy. So it's not the woman no more, it's men, right? So regardless of how many burpees you do and eat right, it's you, it's your sperm, right? Don't believe that, guys. Don't believe that, because these studies are made in a way that we're not there, obviously, right? For professional reasons, right? We're not there. So you need to be skeptical with everything, right? You don't have to be angry. You don't have to get personal and defensive. You have to allow professionals to talk, right? And then you have to make your own study. This is why I tell people, my own family, kids, right? When they come to me, oh, there's an article, there's a study made in Europe and China or here. Who cares, right? At the end of the day, you need to make your own study if it's true or not. How many times we have saw this after 30, 40 years, they take a product out of the market because they recognize, based on some studies, that it's bad for the health. It's bad for kids. Now we have 2, 3 generations of fucked up kids because a study of 30, 40 years that was made. You can avoid all that, all right? You don't have to trust all the way a study just because they're telling you that they're professionals, right? You cannot. You see it on the news, right? Corruption. They're cleaning the house, right? In the Congress, they're cleaning house. Too much corruption, right? So you cannot believe anything that is written on paper, including the Bible. It's one of my favorites. I think it was yesterday. Everything that is written in the Bible is happening. I'm like, yeah, because those people who wrote the Bible are making this stuff, right? Same people, the same circle of people who wrote the Bible are creating all this by design. But we're not talking about conspiracy theories right now. We're talking about the dating relationship BS that colleges, education systems are trying to stuff it up, stuff it in young people and older guys, right? Medium age, just like me, right? What's up, bro? Get Abraham Politics, yeah? What's up, Coin the Boeing? Axel the Rapper, I love you guys. So There isn't a final word on anything. Science, as in the scientific method, involves continuous learning. Absolutely. Absolutely, guy. If you're a guy or a woman. Absolutely. Right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Right? Absolutely. I like that definition. I love it. It's a continuous learning. So it's not about pointing the finger at the end of the day. I'm not blaming the government. This is not a blame game, right? Blame is for women, not for men, right? Or kids, right? Even with them, doesn't look right. Blaming, it just gives you that victim mentality, like you don't know what to do, like you're stuck with something, right? You're not stuck with something. You can always educate yourself with your own research, right? Like I said, this is my motto. The only weapon that humankind has, all right, laser cut, it's observation, right? Your own observation, it's your salvation, right? If I tell you, look what's happening there, yeah, that's my own interpretation, but I feel my instinct is telling me that it's not really happening like that, all right? So you have to go with your instinct, right? Not what somebody's telling you, right? So going back to the woman and this man thing, right? About having kids and no kids. If this thing is working, why is it that this depression trending movement, it's increasing on young men? I see it at work. I see it everywhere where I go. I see it. And young men believe that, oh, I don't want to have kids. So I met this guy, right? And I say, hey, Andrew, what's up? Like, do you have kids? Man, I'm only 19 years old, bro. I'm like, so are you planning to have kids? Like, yeah, but 5-10 years. My girlfriend wants to have a kid, but I don't want to have a kid. That's another problem right there. That's another problem when somebody, right, in the couple wants kids and the other person doesn't want kids. Now that's a different issue now. So that now it's not that they don't want to have kids. It's like everybody has their own agenda, right? Men want to have kids until they get rich. Once they swim on gold, right, and dive in through all their bitcoins, now they decide to have a kid, right? Women, on the other hand, they want to have 3, 4, 5 careers, right? And then have a kid at 40 years old, right? But here's the thing, here's the catch. Me, being the person that I am, right? I will agree, let me start with a woman, ladies first. I will agree with a woman who's over 30, over 40, and said, you know what? I decided not to have kids because I was busy with my career. Okay. But I will ask another question. Okay, that period of time, there's a gap of 20 years. Were you having casual sex? Huh? Were you on your knees on the parking lot? What? What is this? Has to be. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. If a woman decides, or your woman, and any woman that you meet, doesn't want to have kids until she's 30 or 40, calm down. Say, you know what? Sounds like a smart idea, right? You want to get your stuff together to offer something to your family. Wow, sounds very beautiful, right? But then call me, take a breath, and say, okay, are you going to celebrate on that? You're not going to have sex, right? Until you want to have babies, right? No, absolutely not. Hell no. Hell no, boy. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes, huh? That's not how it goes. Hmm? See, I will say, you know what? This girl is smart. Hey, I want her. This girl is smart. She wants 3 careers, 5 careers, have I don't know, 50 grand, right? On her saving account, right? Man, this is a keeper, right? But then, here comes the question of all times. The question of all times. Are you a virgin? Grow up. What? That means a no, right? Okay. Automatically, the test, it's already failed with 70%. Then we go to the next question. How many dead people do you have in your closet? Oh my God, why are you worried about that? Blah, 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 blah. See, guys, this is the thing. This is the thing that we as men, we tend to be more compassionate with life, more kind with the planet. But sometimes we have to make decisions because there are other men out there, right? There are other men out there. I don't want to bring politics a little bit, but let's talk about our president for a little bit, right? People think, and he says he's a pedophile, he was an Epstein, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you were not there, I wasn't there. But based on our own experience, our own research, knowledge, instinct, check it out. See, why is it that they hate a man so bad? Why? Why is it that they hate a man so bad that they want to get rid of you? Like, literally murder you, kill you, right? Or put you in prison for thousands of years, right? And these people think that's justice, right? They think that's justice, right? But going back to this so-called relationship therapy session, it's garbage, right? So now let's go to the man, right? The man doesn't want to have kids, right? And I'm assuming, let's make an educated, right, guess or affirmation here that he doesn't want kids because he doesn't have a house, you know, money on his check account or something, right? He wants, you know, some vehicles, something to offer to his kids. Let's say that it's not that he's lacking women, because at least there's 1 or 2 women that want to have his kids, right? So he grows up, growing older, growing older like fine wine. It's nothing wrong, you know. I've met people who are 60 and having children and healthy, but I haven't met a woman at 60 having a children. I haven't. Only if she adopted it. But that's another story. We're not gonna go into that little tender heart about father is not the one who, what is it? What's the saying? Father is the one who raised the kids, not who made it or some garbage. So there's this man who wants to chase riches, right? But me as the government, as Uncle Sam, I can let it go if it's only a few men, right? Only a few men, okay. But if it's a pandemic, right? We have 50 states. It's a pandemic of young men not trying to have children. Then who's gonna fight in World War IV? Right? Who's gonna fight or who's gonna join the military? Who's going to build the new infrastructure? Who are going to be the new NASA scientists? See, this goes, it creates a ripple effect, big time, right? Right? Okay, Nice question. Is he celibate though? Okay. This is when it comes complicated for women to understand that we as men cannot be celibate. That's weird, awkward. It doesn't sound good. I cannot imagine a guy being 30 or 40, being ready to have kids and a family, and telling his girl, this is my first time having sex. Let's see how it goes. I can put my head on fire, my whole body, that I don't care how rich that man is, that woman is just gonna snap out of his house and run, right? Run to the streets in the city and get lost. That's how it is, right? A man cannot grow up being a virgin. It's not healthy. It's against his nature. And it's not how it goes. It's not. Right? Right? I'm not saying women need to be virgin all the time. But they need to understand if they lose their virginity is because they're going to have kids. And so as men. Right? So as men. I can give credit to a certain extent that a man loses his virginity is because he found a young woman, fertile, and he wants to have kids, right? That's not, I don't see that wrong. Two virgins losing their virginity, right? I don't see it wrong. The thing is when the woman is not a virgin and the guy, probably he might not be a virgin, but he's close to more to being a virgin because he's very unexperienced. This is when everything goes just down. Down. Because man gains experience with sex. Right? Man, the more multiple partners he has before marriage, right? Or during having babies, the more mature, right? He reaches a spiritual level that a woman cannot. Of course. People are going to say, prove it. All you have to do is go to the clubs and bars and the streets. Right? OnlyFans. You know, that's your proof. You know, look at your friends, right? I can bet you have a friend who had a son and committed suicide. I guarantee you. Me, at my age, I already have like 5 people who had their brother suicide, their son suicide, their nephew suicide, their uncle suicide. This is real, guys. But you don't hear from women suiciding, right? You know why? Because she's having sex. That's why. Most men that suicide, they're depriving themselves from sex, right? If they're married and their wife is not giving nothing, they're too coward, right? Fearful to go out there, right? Because they have kids, he has kids, and he doesn't want to create their reputation like the kids don't see how the mom is. Pathetic, right? So yeah, this is who even wants to join the military? I know guys. That same question, that same answer my brother told me, half brother, years ago. And he said that, why am I going to defend this country? Fuck this country. Hold it. First of all, to join the military, to join something, that necessarily makes you part of it completely, right? Like I had some feedback from a message about what should I suggest to young people who are 18 to 24, and I said, well, I'm not a military, but I met a lot of military people. But I'm gonna give you the second example. This is what I can tell you because my father trained me. You know, I have some martial arts experience, right? Some fighting, you know, self-defense. But I'm not a military. But I said, if you're 18, 24, 26, that category, it's good for you to enroll in the military, not only because you're gonna go to war, because military, it's more broad, bro. It's broader. It's big, right? It gives you careers. It gives you benefits. It trains you, right? It exposes you. That's what men need: exposure, right? Forget about what this flag represents now. If we keep telling our kids that same excuse, we're never gonna create change, right? We're never gonna create change. All right. So that was one, right? 1826, enroll in military, right? Don't look at it as going to war. Like, oh, I'm going to die blindly for something that they don't. Don't look at it like that, bro. Don't look at it like that, because you cannot look at every situation in one way. There's always the other side, right? There's always the other side. Look at it at the exposure that you're gonna get. You're gonna have the privilege to carry weapons, right? You're gonna have the privilege to learn technology, to learn about fitness, right? There's gonna be a lot of leak, classified information, right? That you're gonna get to hear. And that's gonna help you in the long run. So you can have stories for your children, right? The other option was to join a self-defense club, right? A fighting club, boxing, martial arts, whatever. You decide your martial arts, right? It's not only to compete, but for your own anger to channel it. And at the same time, gain mental strength. And you're being exposed, right, to a life that is real out there, right? People train because there's dangerous situations that humankind go through. And you learn how to fight, right? You want to become a professional fighter, that's good. If you just want it for your own personal, confidential life, it's good too. It's your own choice. That's people's own discretion, right? So I would say that. But going back to the wonderful dating relationship life, right, that's happening right now, about people not wanting to have kids. And I already know the government is looking at this. And I believe so in my crazy mind that war brings back people into their natural biological clocks. Right? When there's war, when there's a crisis, like there's a time where you cannot fake it no more, right? Because shit is going down. This is when instinct, right, comes back, right? It's been buried for many years, right? That's my opinion. Let me go to some. Amen. What's up, dog? God bless President Donald Trump. He will go down as the greatest president of all time. I agree. Right? I agree, and I'm already on my 40s, and if I receive that letter, right, to be drafted, absolutely. You know, I'll be happy to join that. I don't know as an ex-convict how would that go, but they might make exceptions, right? But yeah, going back to this relationship, duty booty, you know, goof, right? This is the goof of all time, right? That dating is something real. It's not. It's not. It's a program on people's mind to take them out of their instinct, right? This is an agenda kind of like to make men hate women and women hate men. Because they know when men and women get along, things happen. And children is the most fundamental example here, right? I know, I don't believe no more. I know that there was an agenda a long time ago. I want to be kind of fair and say like it was kind of like a mistake. They were trying to try something new, right? Get some rights to women because they were getting beat up a lot back in the day. I get it. I get it. Probably was true, right? But now, these petty laws are stripping the masculinity, the male energy out of men. Why? Why? There has to be a reason. And the only person who has been changing that and is being accused as a sexual predator is our president, Donald Trump, right? So I think it's a beautiful thing that he won, and I think it would be a beautiful thing if he wins again, right? Because, I don't know if you guys know, but he's an ex-convict too. Yeah, like 36, 37 accounts and fucking like 2 feds. He was gonna do time. Literally, I know the feds. State, it's watered down a little bit. In the feds, no, you're not winning a trial, especially with that corrupted prosecution, right? And he knows it. So it's a good thing that he's in office because he knows the Supreme Court, right? The federal courts, the judges, the prosecutors are corrupted. And a few lawyers that sell you out to the prosecutors. But boom, enough of politics. Let's go back to the dating game, guys. Huh? Gays, Trump. What's up? Huh? Yeah, I am. From a Mexican, root from Mexicans, right? Born in Chicago, Illinois, raised in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah. But that's the truth, guys. This dating game, I mean. Dating guy. Yeah. It's just an awareness, guys. It's not to be bitter. It's just to get to know what's going on. And don't fall for this so-called studies made in some clinic or fancy field, right? Don't fall for that. Don't fall, right? You as a man, do your best, right? Exercise with your own thing that works for you, right? Learn how to fight, right? Join the military if you want. Optional, until it's not optional. But yeah, that's and goes. And where men is not succeeding, because I've known men say, well, I'm not succeeding with women where I'm at, right? That's interesting. That's a very good observation. Well, you need to know that a fish out of the water, it's no longer a fish, right? It's a meal. Somebody's gonna eat it, right? It's not going to survive. So what am I? It's an analogy. Guys, we don't succeed everywhere. There's a specific spot right? There's a specific energy, vibration, a specific people, right? That you're going to talk to naturally, right? And sometimes it's not where you at, right? And I know people are afraid to travel because they don't know nobody. But that's the whole point. You're tired of being there because you already know everybody, right? You're not going nowhere. So my suggestion is you have 50 states, right? 50 states. I guarantee you that you will find more than one state that you will succeed not only with women, but with opportunities, with family, networking, whatever, right? And that's another thing about military. All my friends that were in the military, their stories about Japan and Middle East, they were like, you get to travel a lot, right? For free, right? You get to travel a lot. And they were very excited when they used to share those stories, right? So, yeah, guys, I just want to bring back local militias. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm going to make a video on that one. Militias. Yes, I was going through the Constitution a few days ago, and I'm like, I was mad. I opened the Constitution, I'm like, whoo, man, this is the forgotten book. This is, oh man, this is just, why is it that the people in the United States of America worship the Bible rather than the Constitution? I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't understand why. Even in the courts, this is when I knew something was off and something was goofy and funny and weird and not good, right? When I went to the courts and whatever, you pleading guilty and you have to swear oath on the Bible. Why on the Bible? Why on the Bible? Bible has nothing to do with that. It has to be on the Constitution of the United States of America, not the Bible. No, fuck the Bible. Right? I know the Constitution was written by man too, right? But why are you swearing oath on the Bible? But yeah, that's another thing, militia groups. Yeah. But now, that militia movement idea backfire on the white people. I love white people, right? My last baby mama is half white, and I like white people, right? And they have their own gifts, right? They create things. I like them. They calculate everything. I get along with them, and so this militia thing backfire on white people because automatically it hits them with Nazi. Yeah, KKK, you're a Nazi. You're no good. Yeah, you hate blacks. You hate Latinos. You hate all races. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. I don't believe that, and I know so. I met a lot of white people who were 1% bikers, in the feds, right? I had one buddy actually who was from Indiana. He was pretty cool. He was a biker, part of a militia too, and he was pretty cool with me. And so I have no problems. I have no inferiority complex, right? I don't feel less than nobody. Sometimes I feel more, something that I struggle with. But so yeah, guys, that's a good thing. Good observation on these days. This militia thing. It's gonna be a video, another stream for another day, because I have to go deep on that one. I have to be careful because, they're watching. They're watching, right? Anything that doesn't go their agenda, you're a terrorist, right? You're a pedophile. You're a sex offender. They love those labels. They do, right? They do. They love those labels, right? What about the Italians? Well, Italians, I just love the food, They have their own belief systems, right? But I haven't dealt with a lot of Italian people. I've dealt with Albanian people. They're different. Kind of the same, actually, but no, they're different a little bit from Albania. Eastern Europe. I get a lot. I used to get along with a lot of Eastern Europeans, right? Albania, Belgian people, you know. There was a lot of hackers over there. Those people are pretty smart, man. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up with this one. Ice. What's up with Ice? Yeah. They're here. They're doing their job, right? So it's an entertaining show, guys. It's very entertaining. But don't entertain your mind just for the fun of entertaining it. Expose yourself to entertainment, but gain something. Gain experience, gain knowledge, right? So it's not about being entertained like a little kid, right? That you don't know what's going on, you know? Pay attention to every direction, right? Everything is happening simultaneously. Everything is happening, and we don't know it's happening right now until tomorrow, few days, months, years later. That's life. That's the beauty of reality. You can shift your reality because there's a window of possibilities, right? But what stops you? Fear. Fear of the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen. Ooh, right? I don't want to have kids right now, right? Because where am I going to live, right? Uncle Sam will take care of you to a certain extent, right? Yeah. So, fear, it's good. It's healthy. It's not going nowhere. It's embedded in our nervous system. It's not going nowhere, right? It's not like, oh, I have no fear no more. You're going to die then, right? Right? Fear is fuel, right? You need to go through it. Right? It goes hand by hand with instinct. But, all right, guys. Good night. See you guys.